Good morning, everyone. This is November 19th, 2020 in Halifax. It's minus 2 degrees this morning. Quite a cool morning with the wind, and that would be in Fahrenheit scale, I think about 30 degrees, 29, 30 degrees, something like that. Okay, today we're doing something a little bit different. We're up on Citadel Hill. We're quite high up here on the observation platform of Citadel Hill, and you can see the dome down there and the golden ball on the top. That's the main entrance coming up the hill to Citadel Hill, and the fort is up there, but we're not going to be going there today because I don't think that stuff is open right now till summer, so it's mostly for tourists. I don't think it's open in the winter time. So anyways, we're going to take a walk around this area, and it's a good vantage point to have a look at the city from up here because you get a different perspective on what Halifax looks like. So I'm going to start right over on this south, pointing south, and start from there, and we'll work our way up, and it's not very far from the south end up to the center. Now this is about the center of Halifax right here, and then you go down. That's pretty much downtown where you see the Scotia Bank and the Scotia Bank Center. That's the center where they play hockey, and the hockey team is called the Mooseheads. I think it's called the Halifax Mooseheads. So, anyways, that's right downtown, and you'll see a boat in the harbor. That's the ferry that goes across to Dartmouth, and way across the harbor there, that's Dartmouth over there, which goes all the way down. There's some oil terminals down there where they bring crude oil in, and anyway, that's about all you can see of Dartmouth from here. And we'll just walk around the platform here before we go anywhere else, and we can have a look at what the city looks like. And I got to tell you, it was quite the walk up here. For me, I'm a retired person. I've been retired for a couple of years, and to walk up this hill, I got a good workout because I think there was something like 60 steps, and then a long steep walkway. You'll see when I go down, it's pretty steep. So I had to kind of catch my breath when I got to the top of the hill before I started talking. Anyways, there's that'd be the northwest area over there, where you see where the McDonald Bridge is in the distance. And these are hotels and things down here, apartments and condos and all that kind of stuff. The little building that you can see right where I'm looking now would be the police station. I think they only have one big police station for Halifax, as far as I know. I haven't seen a second one. So it's possible there could be another one somewhere, but that's the main big one anyway. So those red and white towers you see over there are the generators for the electricity. And you usually don't see any smoke coming out of them in the summer, but in the winter, I guess you use more power, and so it's quite common to see smoke coming out of those towers in the winter time. So up there on the fort, that's where they used to fire the cannons out through there, and if you go inside the fort, you can see all that stuff, but we can't go in there right now because it's not open. So anyways, I'll show you some pictures that are up on this observation deck here that you might like to see. And one picture, let's see, we got two comparisons right here of what Halifax was like back in, let's see what it says here. The old town clock used to be in that. It still is a town clock like that. It looks a little different. That's the dome. That's the dome building that you see over there. It looks a little different now. Not quite the same as it did back then. And here's an overall view of the city. Some of these buildings are still here, and a lot of them aren't. But you can see there's a lot of sailboats in the harbor, which you don't see too many now. There's a few tourist ones. The famous blue nose comes in here usually in the summer. which they keep up in Lunenburg all winter and part of the summer. So this is the old city. This is the hill we're on right here now, and this shows the cannons when they were out here, which I hope you can see these. There's a row of cannons. That's where I guess they kept them right out in the open here so they could fire down a hill if they got attacked. And there's more cannons. And so this would have been taken quite a while ago. And long before we had these modern ferries that take us back and forth across the harbor. Yeah, and I doubt if there was even a bridge here then. I don't know, because I don't know that. Oh, that was 1883. No, there wouldn't have been any bridge, and all the ships were sailboats. And you can get a little look at the city. It was quite a populated place. There was a lot of buildings here back in 1883. So, anyways, that's a little bit of a. This picture right here would be taken inside the fort, because you can see the walls there with the little windows and things. And that would have been inside the walls. So when you're looking up there, that'd be on the other side of those. That'd be on the other side of those walls, somewhere up in that area. So, anyways. So here's a modern look at how it affects an overall view. I'll just move along here. This is a picture that's out here on this platform. So it's similar to what it looks like now, but there's more buildings here now than there was when these pictures were taken. Because this was taken in 2010, and so 10 years can make quite a difference in what something looks like. So okay, these are pictures of the soldiers manning the cannons back then. And I'm just going to look behind me and see if I can see that building that's right there. I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to look around and see if it must be down inside the fort probably. I can see one cannon barrel in that little hole right there. Maybe you can see it. So anyways, that's about it for this platform, and give you a good overall view of the city, what it looks like up here. Now what you see from here is not even half of the city that's here at Halifax. This is what you can see down the hill. Because of the hill, the rest of the city is over on the other side of that hill, which you won't be able to see from here. So maybe we'll take a little walk down around this walkway here if the wind don't blow too hard, and look at a little more of the city over from the other side. Because all you see from here is what's on this side of the hill. That's pretty much it. So in the background there, you'll see the MacDonald Bridge, of course named after Sir John A. Macdonald, who was our first Prime Minister of Canada. And lately there's been some controversy over Sir John A. Macdonald's name. Apparently he did some things that don't really go over nowadays in modern times, to do with race and things like that. So anyway, it is what it is. He was our Prime Minister. I guess nobody's perfect. So that's all I can say about that. So now we're pointing towards kind of northwest and kind of north. The north end goes up that way, and which I've covered several times in the north end. And this is kind of the northwest area, and way on the other side of that hill is the south end. All right, so we got a lot of hill here, but I'm going to go back the way I came up, because to show you how steep this is getting up here. This is like flying over the city in an airplane, so it's quite high up here, and it's windy as well. So this is about as far as I'm going to go around this way right now, because there'll be a lot of wind on that side. So we'll go back. You can drive right around here with cars too in the summer. The tour buses all come up here. There's lines right up with tour buses in the summer, and it's a very busy spot here because tourists all want to go into the fort. There's some pictures right there of that's probably the walls I saw in that picture over there in the corner. So you go right inside. On the other side of that grass, on the other side of those walls, it's just like a little, almost like a little village in there. There's all kinds of things in there and artifacts and stuff from World War One and World War Two, and back in the days when the fort was built, all that kind of thing. So it's quite interesting. It takes a long time to take a tour in there. You're going to be in there a couple of hours for sure to look at everything in there. So we'll take a walk back down. I'm going to take you back down the stairs where I came up. I think I counted about 60 steps in all, and it's a very steep walkway as well. But I won't be doing too much huffing and puffing going down because it's all downhill. It'll be I had this planned because I didn't want to talk to you and all out of breath from the hill. So I thought I'll walk to the hill, get rested up, and then we'll go down. So it should be an easy walk back down the hill. Okay, so here's our first little stair steps. This isn't much. There's like five steps right there. And I see they got a bench about a little more than halfway up here. So anybody gets tired, I guess some tourists, I've seen tourists coming up here that could barely walk. They look like they were 90 but they came and made it. They made it to the top of the hill. So I guess that's what that bench is for. So if you're walking up this hill and you run out of steam, you can sit down on that bench and take a little break. So we'll keep on going down the hill here. I see a couple of workers there at where the little dome is there with the ball on top of it. I don't know if that ball is gold or not, but it really shines in the sun. A year ago they were doing a lot of work to this place. They had a scaffolding built up around it, and I don't know if they repaired the clock. It seems to be keeping time now, so there's like 4 clocks in that tower. And they painted it for sure. I saw them painting it, and so they fixed it all up, and then COVID came along and didn't have any tourists. So I guess it'll still be in good shape when we finally do get back into it again. I heard some talk on the news there last night about some vaccines that look promising. There's a couple of vaccines out now they say are 95% effective, and so it's looking good. They're supposed to be given to the citizens within a few more months, a little more testing, and then a few more months, and they're going to start giving them to, the people who need it the worst first. And so there's a sign for this place. It's owned by Parks Canada now, so that's part of the parks. And here's a quite a set of steps right here. You can see they're quite long, but you do get a little break partway down. I'm glad I got my gimbal with me, otherwise it'd be pretty bumpy coming down over these steps. Yeah, there's the dates. There's the dates that this is open. May 7th to June 30th. It's open to 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then July and August are your two tourist months, so it's open longer hours. And it says September to May, it's open 9 a.m. to 5, but I don't think so because of the COVID. It looked pretty bare up there. I don't think anything going on. Didn't look like it was open. So, all right, that's an overview of the city. Now we'll go back across and go down the street and do a little walking around downtown for a bit, okay? A little bit of traffic here, but not too much. Be quite easy getting across the street. And as I've said before, Halifax is a city of hills. For any Americans, just think about San Francisco, and that's kind of what it's like. Every street's a hill. So if you ever come here and you're trying to get into shape, just walking around the city will do it for you. It's all hills, which I don't mind. When I came here, I had a bicycle. I had a bicycle up in Toronto because where we lived there, it was quite flat. It wasn't too many hills, and so I used to go biking. But when I came down here, I got rid of my bicycle because I didn't think I was going to be anywhere I could ride it. So I decided to either drive, take the bus, or walk. Which I enjoy walking the most because you get to see things better, and sometimes you run into people and have conversations, and that's happened to me many times. I come over here and you go in somewhere and you're having a coffee and somebody strike up a conversation with you, and it's very common in Atlantic provinces in Canada. People seem to be a little more friendly and old-fashioned that way. They like to talk to people and that kind of thing. So I really like the atmosphere down here. I just can't brag it up enough. It's a big change from Toronto. I'm not putting Toronto down because I liked it in Toronto too. I had a good job up there, and I liked living in Toronto. And there was a whole lot of things to do, probably more than there is here. But the city's what you make it, and I liked living in Toronto. But I really liked it when I came back here, and now I've settled in Halifax. We've been here about 2.5 years now. So it feels like home here now. It doesn't feel like we're tourists or anything. It feels like we're home. It took a while when we first got here. It took a while before we felt right at home, but we feel that way now. So yesterday I walked on Barrington Street and did a video. So I don't think I'll walk down Barrington today. I think we'll do something else. We'll walk on, this is Argyle Street, and we'll walk down Argyle. And I'll just see what they got here for businesses, and you know, I'd like to put a little plug in for the businesses in the area whenever I'm videoing somewhere. So if anybody comes here, you can bring a little more business to the place. So fish and oyster bar. I've heard a lot about oyster bars, but I'm not a person for oysters, so the world is not my oyster. But for those that like them, then that's great. So that's an oyster bar right there. This place here, the Dome, that part in the middle, they just built that last summer. That was an empty spot, and they brought in this steel that was all measured out just the right length, and it's right up touching the walls on both sides. So whoever did the measuring for the steel did a good job, because it just barely fit up in there, and it's not finished yet, but they're working on it, and I would expect by next spring it'll be completed for sure. There's an auction house. I don't know if it's still an auction house. It looks like it's a takeout restaurant now and British style pub. So it probably was an auction house a long time ago. So I'm guessing that building's quite old. I don't know the date, but it's a pretty old building. So walking right along here, if you're interested and just want to see this church right here, here's a sign. This church was built in 1750, and would you believe it? It's still operational. It's I believe it's the Anglican Church. It's the St. Paul's Anglican Church, established 1750, and they still have worship on Sundays and Wednesdays and Fridays. It says our doors are welcome to visitors and pilgrims alike. A lot of tourists come to this church in the summer. They do tours and take you through all through the church, and I think you just give a donation or something like that. So anyways, it's one of the landmarks here in Halifax for sure. 1750. And this iron fence got to be date back that far likely too, because it's rusted pretty bad, so I would say it's quite old. And Let's see, what else have we got here? There's an old building right there. I like to know the date that was built. St. Paul's Parish House. So that must have belonged to that church, I would say, back then. St. Paul's Parish House. I would hazard a guess that that belonged to that church back a long time ago. So we're still on Argyle Street, corner of Argyle and Prince, and just in case you saw you might not have seen it yet because I haven't posted it yet. I did a video yesterday of Barrington Street, and when I first came here, I came up this hill and I parked right over there where that car is. And when I came back to find my car, I got on the wrong street and had to do a complete walk around one block and then get on the right street for my car. So you'll probably get a kick out of that one if you watch that video. And it was Barrington Street walk was just down there where that Midland truck is. Right there, that's Barrington. So it was just a walk up Barrington, but I had to park my car somewhere and couldn't locate it when I was ready to get into it. But lucky, I got back there before the parking authority found it and avoided a ticket. Parking is fairly cheap here. If you're just going to park an hour, it's $2 right in this area, and that's pretty cheap for an hour's parking in downtown city. So I parked there and I put in $2 and I tried to do my video and get back within an hour, which I made it. So I think I might have been a couple minutes over, but you know, they can't be everywhere at once. So anyway, let's see, that building right there was just being built when we came here too, the Halifax Convention Center. And that's an interesting building, which we'll walk right through it after we get down to the end, okay? And these are all bars right here and things. University students come here a lot. Mostly the clientele is university students, but it could be other people. There's a cafe bar, the basement, the shoe. Oh, there's all kinds of pubs and things there. And there's that chain right there, Five Guys Burgers and Restaurant, Five Guys Restaurant. Yeah, that's in Ontario, and it might even be American as well. I'm not sure. And so that's a big chain. Yeah, I got to show you something real nice in this building. So this building is a convention center, and it's called the Halifax Convention Center. So something really cool in this building. I'm going to walk up around here and we'll have a look at that. And maybe we'll go the next street up above it after we go up here. All right, so continuing on our little journey. There's a Japanese restaurant right there, Tokyo Roll. And a lot of businesses come and go too. They change. You see them here a year ago and something else is here this year, but you know, they're either a success or they're not, and that's the food business. So a lot of restaurants, they start up and they're nice, but they fail. But we'll see how this all goes. And there's a place over there that sells 60 kinds of beer. if you're interested in that. Nice mural on the outside. 60 great beers on tap. Wow, they must have a lot of beer storage in there is all I can say. Okay, so we're going to walk down through here. This is a very interesting place. Scotiabank, I think, built this, or owns this building. I think, I think it's Rogers. Rogers owns this building. So, you see all the screens and stuff hanging there, isn't it? Something. It's a walking street, you can't drive through here, which is good. This is the South Tower, so the North Tower must be over there somewhere. Yeah, it's quite an interesting place. With all these, see, Rogers is a television, like a cable network, and you get a lot of your television channels from Rogers. So I guess that's why The TV screens are up there. It looks like it's night out when I'm walking through here, but this is just, we're walking actually right through the building. There's two towers and they're connected in the center, and this walkway goes right through the building. So that's the post office truck delivering the mail, courier, postal courier, Post Canada courier parked there. So yeah, it looks like night in here, but this is just a walkway right through the two buildings. So North Tower over here and South Tower over there. And of course we have Roger's office in here. I suppose that's where you go in to pay your bill. I don't use Rogers, I use something else. But if you're with Rogers, that's probably where you go to pay your bill. And you can get your cell phones at Rogers as well. No, I can neither endorse them or oppose, because I don't deal with Rogers. We deal with I think it's Bell or something like that. But anyways, all right, we're going to go up. We'll go right up to the next street up here and then go across that way. So I hope you found that building interesting. It's when we came here, they were just building that too. That wasn't even all done when we got here a couple of years. A lot of things been up here in the last 2 years since they were building them when we came, and now they're finished. And so anyway, this is Market Street right here, and we'll take a walk down there and see what we can see. I don't think there's a whole lot, but never know. Might be something interesting down there. I don't usually walk this way. In fact, I don't think you can get all the way down through that way. I don't think. So we'll walk part way down. If we can't get through, we'll have to take a little different route, because it looks like it's all closed in down here at the end where it joins these buildings. On the other side of that would be Spring Garden Road, which we can just go back down and go around. I may walk up Spring Garden Road again. I did one video of Spring Garden Road, and it got the most views of anything I've made so far. And I'm not sure why, but it's doing really well. But I hope you like all these videos I make of Halifax, and I try to put a good word in for everybody, every business I see that looks like they could use a little advertisement. And just part of the way I like to do my videos. And I like to show old things that's been here. There's a lot of history here in Halifax, and some of the buildings are quite unique. Like there, for example, that's a unique looking building. There's bricks here, and then wood there, and the windows are really old in that building. So yeah, there's a lot of unique looking buildings around here. This church right here did a lot of upgrades last year. So I will walk by the front of that church and show you the stairs had been really getting run down and in the front of the church. And so last year they tore all the stairs out. They had a wall, something like this one here, was crumbling. You'll see cracks in this wall and chips out of the cement. And there's a big crack in that wall, and actually it's actually crumbling right here. Okay, that's what the front wall was like. It was like that, all crumbling and in really bad shape. And I'll show you the front, what they did this year. We'll get all done, I think, at the very start of summer they were finishing it up. So they even did a new sidewalk right in front of the church, and all this wall right here. I thought my phone was running out, but no, it's still good. Okay, and this wall is all rebuilt, and they took the top stones though that top part was on the old wall. They rebuilt the wall and put the old stones, they cleaned them up and probably sandblasted them or something, and they put them back on the wall. And here's the new stairs they built, which I think they did a fantastic job on that. And this church here, I will see when it was built. Former Grafton Street Methodist Church was 1869, but this church was 1925. I guess the other one, I don't know, but that was safe to say it probably burned because they built the new one in 1925 and the other one was 1869. So I would think that probably that's what happened. The other church likely burned and they built this one, although I don't know that to be a fact, just making a guess. So that's the new upgrades they did to this building last year. They started it last year. They finished it up early summer this year. And that building right there used to be the Halifax Library. Quite a big building, but it's small compared to the new library they have. Nice, they got a nice new modern one, which I'll show you in a minute here. Okay, so we're walking through a little, I don't know if this has a name, this little grass area. I don't know if it's got a name of it. Usually even small parks have a name. So if I see a name, I'll pass that on here. So the sign is still up there on top of the building. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, we're back. My phone stopped because that spot filled up, so it's given me another one to work with here. So we'll keep on going. They said you can see the sign still up on top of that building. Halifax Memorial Library. And now it's not anything. It's just an empty building now. And across the street, that would be the courthouse. And continuing right on over, the next street is Spring Garden Road, which I've already done a couple of videos. And that big building with the glass sticking out is the public library. So I was going to end here at the library. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And everybody have a good day. I'll make another video soon, okay? Bye for now.